Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. Normally I would do a voiceover on my videos, but today this video is going to be raw and live and just straight to it. I don't want to cut anything out or anything like that, but I was really thinking, like, I really want to help those who might be starting their nail journey, whether it be you want to be a nail tech, or you want to be a nail tuber, a nail artist, or you just simply love nails. I just want to be able to share the information and resources that help me as a beginner. And so that could be as far as tools that we want to use as, you know, in our nail journey, and where you can find those tools. So all that good stuff. I do have a list off to the side here that I'm going to be referencing, but if you hear a break in me talking, then I'm simply just looking at my list. So that's why I might get a little quiet, but I do want to make sure that I cover everything that I can. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So the first thing that I would recommend if you're beginning is to have a nail stand. So this is a nail stand, and don't mind mine. Mine looks a little crazy. It's been through it. But this is a nail stand. You can find it on Amazon. I know Shein has them, as well as Temu or Temu. They have them, and basically it's just what you're going to use to put your nails on. If you do decide that you want to do press-on nails, then this would be ideal to have. They do have other versions, but I prefer this version. It's just easier for me to work with, and it's honestly just what I know. Another thing that you might want to get are some sticky tabs or some putty, and I can show you the putty that I usually get, but I do have some sticky tabs on here already. But these are the sticky tabs that you would use to put your nails on if you want. So you can use some of those, and I can show you what they look like. So they do come in packages like this. It comes with quite a few, so you can just put them on the nail stand or just put them on the nail to apply it onto the nail stand. And then as far as the silly putty, let me see. So I use some of this Loctite. Sorry, the packaging looks crazy. So you can get Loctite, and you can just put it onto the nail stand, and that should secure it. Me personally, I prefer to use sticky tabs just because the Loctite can sometimes get stuck into or onto the nail when I'm using like gel polish or when I'm designing it. So it just, honestly, it just can be a hassle. So I just find it easier to use sticky tabs. But definitely invest in some of these. You can get them on Amazon, like I said. I want to say less than $10. So yeah, you can find them on there. And then another thing that you're definitely going to want to need are some nail tips. So starting off, if you're a beginner, I usually just go through Amazon. Even now, I still just purchase nail tips through Amazon. And just to kind of give you an idea of some that would be probably good. And of course, it depends on what shape that you want to do. So I actually have these are almond shape, and these are from Amazon. If you literally look up almond or full cover almond nail tips on Amazon, these may just be the first ones that pop up, but these have worked wonders for me. To me, they're pretty durable and just easy to work with. And honestly, I create nails for content mostly, so it works fine for me. But you can pretty much find whatever nail tips you need on Amazon. You can also go to Shein, Temu, just places that maybe are more affordable. I would say definitely look into those. But these get here pretty quickly too, with because I do have Amazon Prime, so I can usually get them within 2 days. Lately, my items have been coming like within the same day, so it really depends. But I would definitely recommend these. Also, starting off, I also have these, which I believe I got them from Amazon as well. It says strong toughness, which these are pretty strong nails. But as you can see, I've used up a couple of sizes. But yeah, I think these were actually one of the first ones that I got when I first started. So I've had these for quite some time, but they work just as good as any other nail tips, I would say. And then another one Another one that I would recommend, and these are actually BT Art Box nails. I wish I don't have the cover to them anymore, but they're long square nails. So if you want to look into BT Art Box, that's a good brand as well. And then another one that you may see when you look up on Amazon is this Novo OVO or Novo Ovo. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I do get these as well. And these are duck nails, but this is how they look. So again, super affordable in my opinion, or for myself anyway. And I believe these were under $10 as well. So those are just a few nail tips that I get and that I would recommend as a beginner. And then as far as the next things that you would probably want to get, I would say a buffer of some kind. So a buffer can be found at your local beauty supply store, or you can get it online if you prefer to shop online. This is one of the buffers that I have. I actually got this from a local beauty supply store. But yeah, it will have 4 sides on it. I think there are some that just have, they just have 3 sides. So like here's one with 3 sides, and it shows you exactly what the purpose of each side is. So the coarseness on each side, of course, changes, but you will definitely need a buffer. Another thing I would recommend, as I said before, is a file of some kind. So I typically use hand files. These are 80/80 grit files. I got these from Shein or Temu, but the 80/80 grit files are more so for your coarse, they're more so your coarse hand files. So like if you're working with polygel or if you're working with acrylic, these would be ideal if you're wanting to file off, you know, a decent amount of the layers. Then I would definitely recommend 80/80 grit. But this came in a 10-pack. So I would recommend getting a file, or you can get an electric file. You don't need an electric file. I have an electric file, but I hardly ever use it. I prefer to hand file because it's much easier. And especially starting out, I feel like it's good to get a grasp on how to use a hand file, because if there are instances where your drill for whatever reason is not working, your e-file, then at least you know how to use a hand file. So I would definitely recommend starting with the hand file if you can. That would be recommended. And then another thing I would recommend are some gloves. I do have gloves on now, but these are the gloves that I have. I actually got these from Hy-Vee, and it's like one size fit all. So these are a little big on me, but if you do like want to get like smaller gloves, I've ordered gloves before from Temu. They were pink, they were really cute, and they fit almost like these basically. But if you have gloves, that would be good to have. If you need to go out and get some, you can always get some at, again, some kind of store, a local grocery store, or you can get some on Amazon. So really just your preference. Another thing I would mention is a practice hand. So mine is actually attached to my desk right now. I can try to put it in the video. Give me 1 second. So this is a practice hand. Mine is of course beat up because I've used it so much, but this has been helpful in my journey when I've practiced in the past with polygel. I don't take clients, so it is nice just having this hand that I can practice on. It is a little bigger than your average hand, I would say, but it still does what it needs to do. So it does come with these fingernails basically that you can attach and detach on each nail, and just replace as you work with it, of course. And it also comes with a nail tip cutter. So this actually came with this, and this is for when you have the press-on nails on and you want to trim them down, then you can cut them down using this. So also, if you would like, you can get a nail tip cutter, or you can try to cut your nail tips down just with like a file, or not a file, a nail clipper. But this has definitely been handy in my nail journey, so I would definitely recommend getting one of those. But yes, that is a practice hand, and practice hands, I think this cost me at least under $30, maybe $25, and that was from Amazon. So definitely helpful if you're not taking clients but you want to take clients. to maybe invest in a practice hand, because that will give you the extra practice that you might need. So next, I would also recommend a base gel and top coat. So as far as base gels and top coats, I use a few right now. So as far as a base gel that I usually use Beetles. And this was actually a brand that I started with within my journey. Like as far as gel polishes, I always go with Beetles because I feel like it's a good beginner's brand. And right when you look up gel polish, normally Beetles is like one of the first few to come up. So I use this. I also have used Model 1's base coat. This is from Amazon. All of these products you can get on Amazon. It's super easy to find them. But I did get base coat. This actually came in a set. So it came with a base gel or base coat, a matte top coat, and then also a regular glossy top coat. I don't think I have it out right now. I don't. But yeah, you can do Model 1s, you can do Beetles. Another one that I have as far as a top coat is Nail Reserve LA. So they have a really good top coat. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I think the last time I looked, they were sold out, or it's not currently on the website. But they do have other products that you can look into as well. And another base gel and top coat I have is Born Pretty. So they have base gel and top coat set. And this is perfect, especially if you're a beginner. It comes with both. It just works out really well. So that's what I would recommend as a base gel or top coat. And then the next thing I want to talk about are gel colors, gel polishes. So again, I used Beetles starting out. I had a lot of Beetles gel polish. That was just the brand that I knew. So they have gel polishes, of course. And then I would also like shop locally. So like at Ulta, I would get some gel polishes. Like this one is from Ulta. I've had this one for quite some time, honestly, but Ulta has gel polishes. I think they're like $10 a bottle, which is pretty much your typical price for gel polish, but I would go with those two. And just to show you some brands that I've accumulated into my collection over time. So I've got some Nail Reserve LA. They have really good gel polishes. They're super smooth, and they smell good. To me, for some reason, they smell like bubblegum. I say this all the time, but their polishes are really smooth. Really smooth to work with. So that's definitely a brand that I would recommend. Another brand that I use is Born Pretty. Trying to find, so like this came from a collection actually. It is the Blue Stars Mix Set collection, but they have really good gel polishes. This is one that I would recommend as a beginner if you're looking for, like I said, if you're looking for something that's affordable, then these are definitely affordable. I want to say these are more pricey, but if you're signed up to their VIP program, then they're a little more affordable. So I would definitely keep that in mind. And then I also have some from Nails by Deb. So starting off, I explored into Nails by Deb shop and of course other companies just as I went on, because I wanted to try them out. And this one is really good. This was actually my favorite one to use like as a base color. I really love the pink, so Nails by Deb is a good one. And then I also recently, like within the past few months, I would say, I got some from Nail House, and their polishes are really good. I love their colors. They were actually having a sale, so I was able to get this for a really good price. I think it was like $5 a bottle, so I definitely racked up on some of these, but I got a lot of pretty colors. So I would definitely recommend Nail House. And I think that's all. And of course, like you can get whatever gel brands you want. These are just some that I got when I first started. I think this one was from Ulta as well, so I had this one, just got it locally pretty much. But yeah, and then another one, and another thing I do want to say, it is important to have a white and a black gel polish. because these are essentials. So I do have white and black, and these are both from Amazon, but these are Model 1s. They were like $9 a bottle, so again, very close to your typical gel polish price, but definitely awesome to have in my collection. So these are all the gel polishes and brands that I usually use. I do want to explore other brands, and I'm still learning, of course, so these aren't all the brands in the world, but these are just some that I have. So I'm going to set these aside. And then another thing that I would recommend are some alcohol prep pads. I literally just go to Dollar Tree and get these, and I stack up on them because there's so many. There's 100 in a pack. So I get like 5 of them, and they last me a very long time. But this is super helpful if you're doing nail art and you need a quick way to wipe away your nail art, then this is perfect for that. Another thing that you can do is use lint-free wipes. So let me show you. These are some lint-free wipes. I actually got these from Temu or Shein. I can't remember which one, but I love that they're heart-shaped. They're just so cute. But you can use some of these along with some isopropyl alcohol, and it works just like these. Maybe better just because they're lint-free, but you can use either one. So that's definitely good to have. Another thing that I would recommend are some nail art brushes. So these are the nail art brushes that I first ever bought in my journey. These are, of course, the brand Beetles. I am a Beetles brand girl, so I pretty much got everything Beetles starting off. So at this point, I've unfortunately lost a couple of them. Not lost, but they just of course, when you're first starting out, you don't know everything. So like, I accidentally cured gel polish onto the brushes that I had, and they got ruined. So now I have these 3 left, but they're lasting me a long time. I mostly use this one. This one is the longest brush, but at first I didn't use it as much because I was just nervous to use a long nail art brush. But over time, of course, I started using it, and I really love these, and I will be getting more probably just so I can have the full set again. But I would definitely recommend these. These are like the first ones that show up on Amazon. If you just type in nail art liner brushes, they're the first ones, and I think they're like less than $8, I want to say. So another thing with that I didn't have on my list, but if you want to get some kind of nail palette to put your gel polish on, kind of like, you know, like an artist palette basically, so you can lay out all of your gel polishes on this, and you don't have to worry about trying to get it from the bottle, and it's just already laid out. So this is perfect. I believe I got this from Temu or Shein, but again, you can get it from Amazon. Some other tools, they're not necessarily you have to have them, but I also have some dotting tools. This helps if I need to draw, of course, dots or like circles. It just helps me get a cleaner circle or dot. So I would definitely recommend that if you're needing something like that. However, you don't necessarily need it. And then usually I get something like this. This has all of the kind of tools that you would need. It's just a combination. So you can get something like this from Amazon, Shein, or Temu. And yeah, I love stuff like this, especially the fan brush. This is really helpful if you want to do an ombre with gel polish. Then you can just do it that way. So I would definitely recommend something like that. And then of course, if you plan to work with acrylic or polygel, then you're going to want to need some kind of brush. So with polygel, you're going to want to use a polygel brush. These are the couple that I have. And on the polygel brush, it's going to have a brush on the end, and then it's also going to have a spatula. So that's definitely important if you're working with polygel to have a brush like this. And then if you're doing acrylic, which I don't usually work with acrylic, but you can get some kind of brush. So like this is one that I have. It's Model 1s, but it's a number 8. There's different sizes. I think 12 is like the bigger size, which is what most people recommend. I'm trying to see if I have something. So like this is a size 10 a size 10 versus a size 8, the 10 is of course bigger. So yeah, so you can get brushes, acrylic brushes like that. And then another thing would be some kind of duster. So I have this. You may or may not have seen this one. This one is one that people normally get, but it's just to dust off the nail or dust off any chrome or something like that. You can definitely use a tool like this. And so that was it for the brushes and nail art tools. Another thing that you would want to have, especially if you're working with gel polish, sorry for all the background noise. Especially if you're working with gel polish, you're gonna want some kind of UV LED lamp. So just showing you the one that I have on my desk right now, I have this one from Kaale. I actually recently got this, but it is a UV gooseneck lamp. But it goes up to 60 seconds. You want something that goes up to about 60 seconds, which I'm pretty sure most UV lamps do. You can also get a bigger lamp. This one is in the brand Beetles. This was actually a gift though when I first started, so it looks crazy. But you can get this, I wanna say, lamps usually are pretty pricey depending on who you go with. I want to say this one was less than $50 because it came in a kit of like gel polishes and tools and stuff like that. And so it was maybe like $50, but super affordable, I would say. There are going to be lamps that are more on your higher end, but I think that just depends on what brand you decide to go with. You can also get more compact lamps. I should have pulled it out, but you can also get more compact. So like this one is Model 1s. I literally just plug it into my laptop and it works that way, and I can just have it on my desk. So something like this would be perfect if you're just starting out. I know that some polygel extension kits come with lamps that are this size. So if you ever get a polygel kit and it comes with a lamp, then this is usually how small they would be. And again, they just have the stands on the bottom, so you can, of course, set it out on your workspace. And then another thing that you're gonna wanna need is some kind of adhesive or glue. So we've already talked about sticky tabs, which are helpful for you to adhere your nails. Another thing that you might want to consider is a gel nail glue, or you can get a solid nail tips gel. So something like this is from Born Pretty. I've used quite a bit of it, but this is great if you want to find or want to have a way to apply your nails, then that's one option. I also use Jofei Fashion. This one is from Amazon. You can find their Amazon store on Amazon, of course. But I've used both of these, and these both have worked out very well, especially with me just being a content creator and not wearing my nails as long. But of course, it all depends on how you prep your nails and everything. So definitely be mindful of that as you're using different products. And I actually don't have a nail gel glue on hand right now, but it would come in like a Beetles bottle, kind of like this. The one that I use, this is actually Blooming Gel from Beetles, which is another thing that you can get if you want something to make your nail art a little easier. But you can get a nail gel glue. If you just look it up on Amazon, you can easily find it. And then of course, if you're wanting like a regular like glue, I don't think I have any on hand because I don't usually use them. But if you're needing like a glue that usually comes in like press-on kits, then you can always just go to Amazon and find those on there as well. And I think that's the extent of it. Of course, if I think of anything else, I will probably drop it below in the comments. But I hope that you found this helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.